In this video, we will learn how to create a simple text insertion macro, which inserts a predefined paragraph or larger piece of text to any other application when a shortcut is typed. Text can be inserted to other application using a text macro supporting rich text or by a clipboard macro that allows to insert virtually all kinds of data, or a general macro suitable for inserting simple text.
At first, we will create a new group for the macros we will be creating. Let's name the group Text Insertion. Now we create a text macro by clicking a button on the toolbar. Let's put something simple here. Now, let's switch to the Activation tab to add a text shortcut activation to the macro. That's all we need to do for this simple example. Just click OK and let's go to try it in Microsoft Word. And see the shortcut typed is replaced by the text in macro.
Let's go back to the macro and add some more content to it, such as bulleted list, a bold text, an underlined text, a color text, links, or images. We save the changes we have made by clicking OK button and test the macro again in the Microsoft Word application. Type the shortcut and see that it was replaced by the rich text in the macro. We can also verify that the link works.
Now, let's look at how to work with clipboard macros that allow us to insert text or data that Macro Commander built-in editors cannot create. Let's have an invoice created in Microsoft Word. We will select the whole document and copy it to clipboard. Let's go back to the Macro Commander. Here we click Add Clipboard Macro. As you can see, this creates a new macro with the current clipboard content captured. In Activation tab, we assign the clipboard macro a new text shortcut. Let's go to test how the clipboard macro works. Type the shortcut and see that the clipboard macro content is pasted in the Word as expected.
If we need to insert just a simple text with no formatting or images embedded, then we can use General Macro. It allows to run various commands. However, if put just a text with no commands to the macro, then this text is simply inserted to other application when macro is activated. Let's again assign a shortcut to the macro and see how it works in the Word. By default, the macro text is inserted to other applications using Windows Clipboard, the same as if you do copy and paste. However, it is possible to insert general macro text to other application as a sequence of keystrokes, the same as if you type on the keyboard. The default behavior, whether to use clipboard or keyboard to insert the general macro text to other applications, can be configured in the Macro Commander settings.
We have created 3 different macros, each with its own unique text shortcut. If we create a big number of macros, then it starts to be difficult to remember all the shortcuts. It is possible to assign an activation for the whole group. So, let's assign a text shortcut activation to our text insertion group and see how this is going to work. Let's minimize the Macro Commander window and type the shortcut. A menu of all the macros from the group is shown to pick the macro of our choice. As you can see, the menu items are pretty long, consisting of text of each macro. We can make the menu much more convenient by assigning a right name to each macro. Let's go back to the Macro Commander and assign a name to each macro. Let's try again in Word app how the macro menu looks now. As you can see, the menu looks much better as it consists of macro names.
Let me recap what we have learned in this video. We have created a new group for our 3 macros that we have created by clicking buttons in the main Macro Commander toolbar. We have put the text of the macros and assigned text shortcut activation to each macro. In order to minimize the number of the text shortcuts to remember, we have assigned shortcut to the whole macro group. Certain text insertion behavior can be configured in the Macro Commander settings.
In other video, we will learn how to customize the inserted text when the macro is executed, how to chain multiple macros to enable reuse of macros in multiple scenarios, and how to combine text insertion with macro commands. Thank you very much for watching the video. We hope you have found it useful, and we would love to hear your feedback.